Late April going to be here sooner than you think. Ryan Wilson's been hard at work, and we'll take a look at his latest mock in just a moment. First, a look at your draft order following Week 14. With the Jaguars' victory, they fall all the way to 5 from that top spot. In turn, it's the Raiders at 1, the Giants at 2. Same record, but strength of schedule points Raiders to the top overall spot. As we come out of this Monday nighter, picking at 11, your Bengals, 12, those Cowboys. Back in studio with the guys as we explore what those needs might be. And if we could take a look here at Ryan Wilson's most recent mock, Cowboys at number 12. He's got them filling a need that they could have felt through free agency this past year. A lot of running backs doing big things in other places. Instead, he's
defensive needs first before we go speaking about the running backs. I know that's blasphemous, but there's a bunch of good backs in this class. Defense for the Cowboys, especially along the point of attack first.
So you can address at that depth point once you get to those later rounds for running back. How do you think this last 12 months affects the way they approach that pick at 12 if there is a running back like Genty on the board? Jerry's been hearing a lot of, you didn't address the need. We need a running back. Do you think that affects the way that he approaches that first pick he's going to have in his pocket?
I don't think Jerry pays attention to the outside music. I think he's been in this game for quite some time to understand and respect his mindset in terms of football and identifying talent in the best way to improve his team. So when you look at the Dallas Cowboys currently sitting at 12, let's say hypothetically speaking, 12 is the spot for them when the draft comes around in April. I think these are things you should entertain. Number one, of course, the running back will be associated with the Dallas Cowboys, but also see if there's any team that potentially would like to move up. Because if you can move back and get a few more pieces, there lies the opportunity to have more resources to improve your team via draft. You talked about defensive line help. No question, the interior has been an issue for them. Maybe offensive line as well. We don't know what the status will be with Zach Martin moving forward after this season. But you need to improve in the trenches. That is the most important factor for the Dallas Cowboys on either side of the football field. So I would entertain maybe moving back. Getting an extra round, an extra pick, maybe in the second round, maybe an extra pick in the first round, depending on who's trying to move up, to be able to get bigger bodies in the front, defensive line-wise and offensive line. And to your point, you guys have to really pay attention to this potential draft at the running back position. It will be extremely deep. You can get nice value in the second, third round, heck, even in the fourth round. And we're talking about before Indy comes around. Because, you know, every year in terms of certain positions, especially the running backs, there's going to be a name that surfaces because they look really good at the combine in Indy. And then when you turn on the tape, their performance at the combine matches what you see on film on tape, and watching film.
These past few years, I know we've had names like Bijan Robinson go earlier in this draft, but just in terms of draft philosophy as of late, the 12th overall pick being a running back is not something that is of this age. I know Ashton Genty is a spectacular talent. We'll see just how early he goes following Indy and all those PR pushes from other positions as well. At 11, the Cincinnati Bengals, interestingly enough, Ryan Wilson has them going wide receiver, Tedoroa McMillan. Tell me what you know about this guy, and this is also under the assumption that
he's healthy, and if he's there, you got to grab him because it gives you an elite corner. But, man, I can't argue with the way Cincinnati has drafted receivers, because they've kind of nailed them, everyone they've drafted recently. So they've done a good job. McMillan wouldn't be a problem for me, but if they want to go elsewhere, they could. But I like McMillan here with Cincinnati.
And to your point, I trust their ability to identify wide receiver talent. I don't think they should attack wide receiver at the 11th spot. I think you can find you a good wide receiver in the second, third round potentially. What we used to do in Pittsburgh in terms of draft philosophy, we draft for our division. Right? So if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, your offense has been cool. You can score points. You can't stop anybody. You're in a division where you have Lamar Jackson, right? Potentially, Russell Wilson will stay in place for the Pittsburgh Steelers along with George Pickens. You got to go find guys that can neutralize and slow down those said players. So either you go get you a pass rusher or you go get you a corner. Abdul Carter could potentially be there at 11. If he's sitting there at 11, I mean, now you pair him up with Trey Hendrickson. Now you got two bookend guys that can rush the passer and fit what you need to have success against in your division. Address wide receiver in the second or third round, in my opinion. Now, T-Mac is a great guy, and the thing about T-Mac, when you talk about being associated with the Cincinnati Bengals, he fits their type, opposite of Chase. He has the same body type of who? T. Higgins. They have that mindset, but I feel like your offense, we've been talking about how good their offense has been, but what has been the problem? defense. You cannot take an offensive guy, in my opinion, in the first round, knowing how bad your defense has been. And then if you do that, you had the same complaints that we're talking about again in 2025. Well, the defense is bad. The defense is bad. Well, you didn't use your first round pick on a defensive player.
Well, I give you two more names. James Pierce of Tennessee, the edge rusher, long, athletic guy, can even drop back in coverage. And also Landon Jackson of Arkansas, 6'7", 235, 240 pounds, has done a great job for the Razorbacks. So there's options for Cincinnati to get better defensively.
Neither's got a nickname like T-Mac, though.
Yeah,
T-Mac's
true.
nice.
And they've ace receivers.
Do you have the T-Macs? Remember the square toe?
No, I didn't.
More my.
I didn't. That was your era.
I didn't like them.
I was always a
like
Penny Hardaway guy.
Yeah, the pennies. All right.
Those T-Macs made your feet look extra big.
Like space boots.
I thought I was going to get some love there.
No.
Who knows? We'll see what they love come draft time.
Howdy, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Today, your number one source for all things America's team. If you're a diehard football fan and love our Dallas Cowboys, you're in the right place. So don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest Cowboys news. Let's get started. Movie camera, hey, Cowboys Nation. Today we've got news that's bound to spark debate and stir up excitement among Dallas Cowboys fans. After a season full of twists and turns, rumors are swirling that the team is planning a bold move to rebuild its future. Are we about to witness a historic change in our offensive leadership? Hold tight, because the big reveal is just moments away. 3 o'clock before we dive in, let's recap the situation. The Jets, currently sitting at 3-10, appear to be gearing up for a complete overhaul in 2025. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys find themselves at a crossroads. After another frustrating and question-filled campaign, it's clear the franchise needs something or someone to bring back the brilliance and competitiveness that defined our glory days. Fire now here's the game changer. Sources suggest the Cowboys are interested in trading for Aaron Rodgers. That's right. With the Jets considering rebuilding around a younger quarterback, Rodgers, now 41, could be exactly what Jerry Jones believes is the key piece to lead a new era in Texas. Speech balloon why Rodgers? Despite his age and a challenging season in New York, Rodgers remains one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. With 4 MVP awards and a winner's mentality, he brings the experience and leadership that could turn the Dallas Cowboys into serious Super Bowl contenders. Plus, his 2025 contract, with a reasonable salary cap hit, might be the perfect fit for a team looking to win now. Magnifying glass tilted left, how could this trade work? The Cowboys would likely need to give up draft picks and possibly a key player or two, but Jerry Jones' vision seems clear. Go big now to build a competitive team in the short term. For Rodgers, it's a golden opportunity to revitalize his career in one of the NFL's most passionate markets. Speech balloon, what about you, Cowboys fan? Do you think Aaron Rodgers is the answer to the Cowboys' struggles, or is this trade too risky for the franchise's future? We want to hear your thoughts on this potential game-changing move. Megaphone, drop your comments below, share this video with your fellow fans, and subscribe to the channel. The season might be winding down, but the decisions ahead could shape the future of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's debate this monumental possibility together. American football, go Cowboys! We remain confident that brighter days are ahead for the blue and silver. Until next time, Cowboys Nation!